What happened that night at Le Jardin Secret changed everything. And by the end of this story, you'll understand why I never answered Danielle's calls again. They say blood is thicker than water, but no one tells you what happens when that blood turns cold. My name is Eleanor Whitmore. I'm 72 years old, and last spring I learned the hardest lesson of my life. Love doesn't guarantee loyalty. I raised my children alone after my husband, Robert, died in a head-on collision on Route 9. I was 34. Danielle was just 6. I remember holding her that night, her small body trembling against mine, whispering, "Mommy, who will protect us now?" I told her I will, and I did. For 28 years, I worked double shifts, days cleaning corporate offices, nights as a trauma nurse at St. Mary's. I skipped meals so Danielle could have new shoes for school. I sold my wedding ring to pay for her piano lessons. When she got accepted to NYU, I took out a second mortgage on my little house in Connecticut just to cover her dorm fees. I never asked for thanks, just kindness, just respect. But Danielle, she gave me neither. It started slowly. Missed birthdays. Excuses at Christmas. Mom, Chloe doesn't like long drives. Mom, we're keeping things small this year. Mom, maybe next time. Chloe, Danielle's fiancée, beautiful, polished, with eyes like ice and a smile that never reached them. She worked in brand strategy, whatever that means. Always dressed in designer clothes, always checking her phone, always speaking in that clipped, impatient tone when I asked simple questions. Still, I tried. For Danielle's sake. Then came the engagement party. Not at home. Not in our backyard with string lights and potato. Salad. No. They booked Le Jardin Secret, the most expensive French restaurant in downtown Hartford. White tablecloths, crystal glasses, a sommelier who looked at me like I'd tracked mud onto his floor. Danielle insisted I come. "It's important, Mom," she said over the phone, voice tight. "Chloe's parents are flying in from Chicago. We want it to be perfect." Perfect. I wore my mother's pearls, the ones she gave me on my wedding day. I even dabbed on Robert's favorite perfume, L'air du Temps. A little piece of him with me. I arrived early, sat quietly at the corner of the table, watched Chloe charm everyone with practiced ease. Her laugh was too loud, her compliments too rehearsed. Dinner began. Duck confit, truffle risotto, wine that cost more than my weekly grocery bill. And then it happened. Chloe leaned toward Danielle, her voice low but clear, thinking the old lady at the end of the table was too deaf, too slow, too irrelevant to understand. She spoke in French. "Cette vieille femme est si embarrassante. Elle sent le vieux chien mouillé. Pourquoi devons-nous l'inviter à tout?" My fork stilled halfway to my mouth. I knew every word. This old woman is so embarrassing. She smells like a wet old dog. Why do we have to invite her to everything? And then, my heart shattered. Danielle laughed. Not a nervous titter, not an awkward cough. A full, bright laugh. Like it was funny. Like I was a cartoon character. Like my presence was a burden they both tolerated. I didn't move. Didn't blink. Because in that moment, something inside me didn't break. It awakened. You see, Chloe didn't know that after Robert died, I spent 5 years living in Paris, that I taught. French literature at the community college before nursing school saved me, that I still read Proust before bed. She thought I was just background noise. But I wasn't background. I was the reckoning. I took a slow sip of my Bordeaux, set the glass down with a soft clink. Then I looked directly at Chloe and said, in flawless, elegant French, "Comme c'est drôle. Je pensais exactement la même chose de toi." How funny. I was thinking the exact same thing about you. The room went silent. Chloe's face went pale. Her fork clattered onto her plate. Her father choked on his wine. Danielle stared at me like she'd never seen me before. I stood slowly, smoothing my dress. "I may be old, dear," I said in English now, my voice calm as a winter lake. "But I'm not deaf. And I'm certainly not stupid." I turned to Danielle. My voice cracked, just once. "You laughed. You laughed at me. After every night I stayed up wondering if you were safe. After every dollar I saved so you could chase your dreams. After every time I chose you over myself, I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just walked out. But here's what no one knew. I was already recording. Yes, that tiny silver pendant around my neck. It wasn't just jewelry. It was a voice recorder. A habit from my nursing days. You never know when you'll need proof of a doctor's orders or a patient's last words. I had every word, and I knew exactly what to do with it. Because revenge isn't about screaming. It's about precision. 2 days later, I called my lawyer. Changed my will. Every penny, $1.2 million from my pension, my house. Robert's life insurance went to the children's wing at St. Mary's Hospital. 0 to Danielle. But that wasn't enough. Chloe bragged on LinkedIn about her upcoming promotion to senior vice president at Viridian Marketing. The job required exemplary interpersonal skills and cultural sensitivity, so I emailed Viridian's HR department. Subject line: concern regarding candidate Chloe Mercer's professional conduct. Attached, the audio file. Body of the email: Dear HR team, I am writing to share a recording from a private dinner on April 12th, where your candidate, Chloe Mercer, mocked an elderly woman in French, assuming she wouldn't understand. She referred to her as embarrassing and said she smells like a wet old dog. When the woman's daughter laughed along, Chloe added, "Why do we have to invite her to everything?" Given Viridian's public commitment to inclusion and respect, I felt it necessary to share this. Is this the kind of cultural sensitivity you promote in leadership? Sincerely, a concerned citizen. I didn't sign my name. 2 weeks later, Chloe posted a vague LinkedIn update. Excited for new opportunities after an unexpected career pivot. Translation: she was fired. Danielle called me that night, voice shaking. "Mom, what did you do?" "Chloe lost her job. We were supposed to close on a house next month." I said softly, "Then maybe you should have chosen someone who treats your mother like a human being." She screamed, cursed, called me cruel, cold, heartless. I let her. Because the truth is, I'm not heartless. I'm awake. She hasn't spoken to me since. And you know what? My house is quieter now. My Sundays are spent with tea and crossword puzzles. But my heart? It's lighter than it's been in years. Because I finally learned the truth. Family isn't about DNA, it's about dignity. And if they won't give you that, they don't deserve you. If this story gave you chills, drop a message in the comments. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you loved unconditionally? Your story matters. Like this video, subscribe and turn on notifications because next week, I reveal what happened when my son-in-law tried to steal my Social Security checks. And I had him arrested at my 73rd birthday party. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.